nigga, we gon' be alright.
It appears that Kendrick Lamar is on the list of prohibited names. Recently, Adin has been sponsoring a lot of boxing events in collaboration with Kick and Steak, and it appears that Kendrick Lamar is on the list of prohibited names. However, that's not even solely based on attendance. Over the speakers, the streamer could hear the well-known and cherished K. That song Alright being performed by one of his production team members. Not having it, he cleared the air right away and asked his employees to be more devoted to OVO. Aye, production, skip this say out right now, Adin remarked against Kendrick Lamar, which is unsurprising given his Drake relationship. I don't want Kendrick Lamar played at my event, and whoever fucking played this song, you're gonna get fired. No, it's not a walkout song. Thank you for skipping that to 50 Cent. I'm a loyal person to my friend, that's all. I ride hard for my friends. Naturally, we wonder how fans of Drizzy and Kendrick would react to such a situation if the positions were reversed. As both stan bases have demonstrated over the last 16 months or more, they would probably engage in a great deal of goalpost shifting and double standards in either scenario. However, Din Ross and Drake's close relationship over the years is not your normal parasocial fan interaction. The Compton lyricist is irrationally hated by many people who simply adore the 6'6" god, and vice versa. However, they had never met the Toronto superstar in person. The glazing mentality that supporters of both MCs are accused of every day is not exactly the same as Ross's frequent defenses, which he boasts about through his live streams with the boy. Over the weekend, Drake showed up at Morgan Wallen's performance in Houston as part of the country music artist's I'm the Problem tour. The two previously collaborated on the song You Broke My Heart in 2023, and fans have been reacting to the show in divided ways as social media has been sharing clips of Drake performing Wallen's songs. In what world did Drake think it was a good idea to associate himself with Morgan N-word? Wallen, one user wrote on X. Another remarked, Morgan Wallen seems like someone Drake would see a lot of similarities with. Good for them. They can both make fun of slavery and the N-word together. The latest song, What I Want by Wallen, was released this year. And other users were quick to mention that it knocked Kendrick Lamar's song, Luther, from the top spot on the Billboard Hot 100. Try to be understanding of the person who dethroned Luther from the top seat since he was unable to do it himself. This white boy is prejudiced too. One fan said, Drake fits right in. DJ Academics claims to have had a conversation with a member of Kendrick Lamar's team who alleges that Drake left them threatening voicemails last year when the rapper's feud was at its worst. In a recent live stream, he described the circumstances, stating that he had never heard Drake speak to Lamar or any of his crew members before.
He says, you should have heard this nigga Drake, what he was saying to us before we whipped his ass. This is what he told me. I said, what do you mean? Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I never really knew Drake speaking to anybody. Like, Drake has told me he hasn't spoken to Dot directly, but I didn't know about if he spoke to anybody else in and around Dot. Anthony Saleh, he confirms to me, yes, Drake was sending me voice notes talking crazy, like he's a mob boss. That's what he says. He says Drake is saying to him, Drake is saying shit like, yo, I'm gonna done you, like just talking crazy, like, yo, you niggas is washed, yo, you guys think you can finish me? Da-da-da.
Academics then said that the member of Lamar's team described Not Like Us as the bomb, noting that Drake didn't send any more voice messages after that. As the clip of Academics has circulated on social media, fans have been laughing off the alleged threats. The Toronto rapper is reportedly working on a new album, which many fans have speculated could be titled Iceman. This is in line with DJ Academic's allegation regarding Kendrick Lamar and Drake's feud. He recently captioned a set of photos on Instagram with the word. As seen by Rolling Stone, he earlier acknowledged that he was working on another solo project when streaming on Kick with Adin Ross. Thank you to everybody that's streaming the album, Drake said, referencing some sexy songs for you. He added, every time, every journey, working on a new album, it's a slap. Earlier this month, Adin Ross came out and said the project is done. I can't tell too much, but yes, the new album is gonna be amazing, Ross said during a live stream. The F you want me to say, bro? Yes, the new album is gonna be really good. I think it's a very, 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 very important album for Drake's career, and I'll explain why after. But that is tough. Even though DJ Academics and TDE don't get along, he couldn't miss Kendrick Lamar Grand National Tour. The online celebrity recently gave fans a detailed account of his experience at the duo's recent gig in Detroit during a live feed. He claimed that because the audience's enthusiasm fluctuated during the event, he had trouble reading them.
The crowd is weird.
He began, as seen in a clip shared by Academics TV.
What I mean the crowd is weird is that they're mad selective when they sing along. There's other times I'm looking at them, they're dead solid. They're just there. They're recording though. They're recording, but they're not singing along. And then there's moments they're super hype.
Act continued by complimenting Kendrick for the first 20 minutes of his performance, saying he liked it since the Compton musician kept hitting hits. He claimed that even though he doesn't know much about Caesar's music, he had trouble reading the audience throughout her part of the event.
But I'll start out by saying the first 20 minutes of Dot's performance, fire. And it's fire because he's doing songs back to back to back to back. Yeah, I don't know too many SZA songs, so I can't even you see, it would be incorrect for me to comment on SZA songs.
Academics went on to reveal that he bumped into Dave Free at the show.
Dave Free had a moment. He asked me, he said, what are you getting from this? He says, is he paying you?
In reference to DJ Academic's steadfast backing of the Toronto musician. AK acknowledges that he was offended by this, demonstrating unequivocally that his views cannot be purchased.
And that was the most insulting thing
he revealed.
And I had conversations with these men for a while. But the very idea that I was like a purchasable commodity was so disgusting. I reminded him, I said, I've been doing this for over 10 years. I've been doing this for over 15 years. How did you think I became me? I said, you knew about me before this shit. How did you think I became? Did you think I was a cheap hoe that just could be bought? That was the most insulting thing I could have heard, because his idea was, well, if you're not getting paid by this guy, if Drake ain't paying you, why do you lean that much in that direction? And I was like, huh?
He went on to note that Drake is his favorite rapper, which is why he backed him throughout his viral battle with Kendrick Lamar.